time. This is going to be such a test of the Tempo Vibes Chronicler because you get so many extras when you win a game with a comeback in Game 2 to propel yourself into a Game 3.
Oh, this is
on the other hand,
it's an observed phenomenon.
This is an observed phenomenon. On the other hand, blue side is very strong. So these are the opposing forces that are going to clash.
That we're going to study.
Indeed.
In this up-and-coming game.
Exactly right. I have a few pages prepared in my journal for it.
Oh, that's a Viper respect band if I've ever seen one. I'm like, okay, yeah. Viper, none of that. Get out of here with these, because the Ezreal performance was kind of insane. I think Viper had a really pretty rough game number 1, did bounce back admirably, and I'd say Kai'Sa is probably his next best pick, and he's been pretty insane on that, as the bans on the other side do not change whatsoever.
Orianna first.
Oh, Zeka, do it. You know you want to. Slam that Akali.
Oh, God.
Bring it back.
Wait, Zeus is thinking about Naring.
I don't know if we do it this early. We can see.
I mean, there are a lot of top laners that both of these players really like that have been taken away by Felix.
That is true. Yep.
That's it's a big deal. I think they'd be like the top 4
I think Zeus maybe is just doing some
hovering for now as the J4. So
well, they did release the skins, his own Gnar skin and the T1 Pyke skin, so maybe that was a little nod there. Wouldn't surprise me, as it's just going to be Jhin and Jarvan. So Jarvan, I think, is both really good with Orianna, good into Orianna as well, as she doesn't have a dash, can lock her down reliably. And Jhin is definitely would have been the highest prio AD carry for T1 at this point, right? And like, that's kind of a no-brainer given how they play and their draft prioritizations in the LCK thus far.
What do you think about Jhin Janna as a bottom lane?
Janna?
Because that way, the acronym would be JJJ, which is a reference to an Australian radio station, Triple K.
Sure.
It would be pretty cool.
If that makes you happy.
Yep.
I don't think you picked that into Bard, though, so I think the dream is no longer there.
Well, we're hovering a Karma. I don't know whether that is going to be locked
the Bard
because there's already a Bard.
So interesting to me, as we have actually seen Tristana, I forgot who else played it, but we have actually seen it make a comeback as a bot laner. Could also be that
Rula?
Could be, I'm not sure. Could also be that they want to take that away from a possible... oh, come on, please, for Game 3, for second place.
Ooh. Oh, Nico is pretty good.
It's definitely Nico, or it should be. All things considered, we have the Nocturne Oracle mode to come through here. Now, Owner has been a big Nocturne fan for a while. I feel like we haven't really seen him drop it.
Oh, God, he's doing it.
He is doing it. The early laning phase, as with many Akali's matchup, is not the most fun. But late game, inside, you just... If he ever hits an E, you're just dead. Orianna just doesn't have a way to really deal with the damage that comes out. She doesn't have a way to lock down the Akali reliably. And you just can't get away from her.
Yeah.
So it is a really rough matchup once the first items come through. There's also already good setup with the Jarvan. But the team fight does look really strong thus far from T1. I wouldn't be shocked if they... What do they ban? Like, they ban Lucian here, actually.
They ban Nico, 100%.
No, I mean Hanwha Life. Because I think there are scenarios where when you're playing Akali, you would want to ban Xayah, which I think would be one of Guma's go-to in this situation. But I think Jarvan is so good into Xayah. And I also think Jhin is a really hard lane matchup, so they might not want to span a ban on that. Yeah, they're banning it. Yeah, I mean, that's... we knew that was going to happen. That one seemed inevitable.
It's interesting.
Is it like
that
Nico Braum ban?
Yeah, the Braum could be a decent thing to take
I don't
away.
think Jim Braum is anything to write home about, but I do like Braum into...
I'd like to see like something a little bit more aggressive for the bottom lane to allow them to actually go toe-to-toe with the Bard lane. Because otherwise, I mean, Delight is probably just going to pick something that has engaged.
Oh, it's Rel.
Or something
he
like,
will pick Rel.
Yeah.
It will be Rel. I think is most likely, unless we get the Domon 2020 skin bot lane with the Jhin Leona.
And I think it's going to be a battle between who can get Aatrox, as Leona is going to be taken away.
Okay. Well, you definitely pick a support here, right? And then we save counter pick for Zeus. That's gotta feel like that has got to be the way. Unless, as you're saying, you blind the Aatrox. Well, we get like Gnar versus Aatrox. This is a this makes complete sense, right?
Yeah.
Like we knew this was coming. You already know the matchup you're going into, and it's not the most fun, or it won't be. Which, what I imagine will be a Lucian Bard.
Lucian Bard feels weird.
It's the Jarvan, right? So like, I think you have to.
Well, he is gonna lock it in any minute now.
Because Lucian, I do think, is a lot better with Nocturne than Xayah would be. They have actually been able to utilize the Aphelios to great success, but I do think that was a tailor-made draft that made that work.
Still having a bit of a hover, but it is going to come back to the Lucian, and he will be locked away. And now, what are you playing, Doran?
It's like Aatrox, Gnar. I think Gragas normally would be something you go towards here if you're Doran. That is one of his best champions, but I feel like the Gnar matchup is not the best.
Ooh, Yorick.
Yorik's alright.
You can play it with the Nocturne quite comfortably, but
I like Renekton more. Yeah.
Yep.
So now, does Zeus slam the Gragas? That has been
It's a
classic
cannon game.
Counter.
It's a cannon game.
Oh god, it's not a cannon game.
It's a cannon game.
Watch them actually pick cannon to be like. I mean, they could use the extra AP. I don't know, I'm not saying it's bad. We're seeing some smiles. That also is a classic counter pick. Won't really change the composition. That, he literally, today his skin got released. Oh my god, do it.
Oh, the Ornn in the end. Olaf would have been aggressive.
I don't think it would have been good. I don't even think Olaf works well with Jarvan, because like he can get you out.
Acronym game also pretty fun though.
Okay.
On HLE's side being Jijaro. Yeah, it's got a certain
That sounds like
vibe to it.
that could be a JoJo character's catchphrase.
T1's a little bit more obscure.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't really... No,
that's what it is.
Well, no, I know that, but that's not giving me anything.
You need to do a bit of a flick of the tongue at the end.
No, I mean, Atlas, come on, I speak Dutch. I can say it. It's just... I just don't think there's any meaning to be derived from.
Oh, is it a rude word in Dutch or something like that?
No,
did I say something awkward? I'm so sorry.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Needed to make sure.
With the Ornn, it's actually a pretty big pivot. Gives a lot more team fighting power, but it does mean that the topside prio is in favor of T1. We got Sekka's Akali, we got Faker's Orianna.
I do think HLE have not very much damage. As far as inner team fight is concerned, right? Like, there's not a lot of AoE, things like this. They can certainly find picks and things like that, but this is a classic team fighting comp.
But there's no tanks on the enemy team.
True. So it may not be as much of a problem, and remember...
Oh, that's his skin!
Yeah, this guy does have an Akali skin, and they have the tempo vibes. Let's get into it. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for Game 3. Man, we are so lucky. Also got Doran's 600th game. That is happening right now,
Atlas,
as we can see it.
At the start of the day, we set a very high barrier for this series.
Did we really?
We did, because we said, can it live up to the Rise match later today?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I think so far...
I think it has.
It's getting there.
I think it's looking good.
We haven't seen the Rise match yet. And
That
we
is
had
true.
a couple of days off, right? So if you have a a couple of days off from the Rise group, I feel like you become, you
forget.
You forget just how incredible it is. You know?
Like really what you're witnessing, because it can't really be described in words. You have to experience
Yeah, and
it.
it's not really something you have an opinion of either. You know, it transcends that. You can't be like, this is good, because it isn't. It just exists.
See, here, that's where I disagree with you, because I feel like the beauty of Rise Group is, again, it's a mirror. Like, it's actually, in talking about how we view it, reveal something about ourselves.
Well, exactly, but that doesn't necessarily need to be described as good or bad. It's just all of us.
Oh, that is valid, yeah.
You know?
Well, but there can be parts you like more and like less, which in turn still, reveals things. As,
Delights a lot of them.
Yeah. Good reveal, Atlas.
Yeah, there it is. I saw that in the mirror. Wait, this is the Legend group. We don't need to worry about it.
That's just, Legend group is just League of Legends. That's why it's called Legend.
Ah!
League of Legends group.
So here I was thinking that we spelt Rise group W-R-I-S-E. So it's the W group. And the Legend group is the L group. Because you just don't get the good games in the Legend group, and you get all the W games in the Rise
After
group.
Lost game, I don't know. Maybe Legend group does have something to offer.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is looking pretty risey. We'll just have to see how this one's going to go. Already, Zeka getting a little bit bullied in that mid lane.
The early pathing.
CS still there, and yeah, they are going to try and get a fight started. Peanut going to make his way in. The Flag and Drag going to be available, and he's just waiting for Gumayusi to flash. Oh, the flash follow! Peanut still got the hands, ladies and gentlemen! And Viper's got the bullets! That's going to be first blood for HLE! Oh man, these tempo vibes kind of getting ridiculous.
And that is not only Peanut finding the kill, that is both Summoners gone on Guma. Viper still has both of his.
Peanut, man. He did it! We thought he was just the Maokai guy. That was one of the, I mean, he knew that flash was coming.
Oh, he was ready. I was
pretty impressed.
I'm not gonna lie, I was with I think Peanut's form has obviously not been the best. I was really worried that it wasn't gonna happen when we all knew, and then I would have to talk around it.
Oh no.
And it would have been painful. Instead, Colossal win. Viper gets the kill as well to make it even better. As the light sets it up, we've seen this exact play a million times. Q into flash, guarantees the follow-up, and Guma ends up going down. And it makes sense. I think this is one of those games where not having cleanse is actually valid, because all the CC outside of Rel Q and like what, Jin W, it's all knockups.
Yep.
So it's not really the type of game where you go, man, should have had cleanse for that. But it does mean that if he gets caught by that, he just ends up going down, as is the case there. Viper gets the kill, keeps his summoners. And the other two lanes of Hanwha Life are really just looking to survive, right? So if Peanut gets his bot lane ahead, that also buys him the space to make sure that his top and mid are not getting dove pre-6. Now for Zeus, I think the threat range is a little bit further than that, right? Like I think Renekton, when he reaches like first item, level 9, level 10, 11, that's where you really have to be careful, because if he gets ahead there, he really takes over the game. But for Zeka, I think first item, get him to 6. Even now, the fact that he, even now, obviously Faker's going to catch this wave, but like, as long as you're not getting taken down, and you're just able to get through the lane even in the first 6 levels, you are looking peachy, and we shouldn't be surprised, because it's
Zeka. He's pretty good at this.
One of the world's doing this exact thing.
Yeah,
that did happen.
And it's only really been Closer that's been playing the Akali so far this season, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like we've seen it like once or twice.
Yeah.
But it's because Akali's such a binary champion, right? Like either you're kind of styling on them or you're not really offering a lot. There's not really any middle ground. So Guma does have his barrier back up.
He does. And T1 is still looking to position aggressively here in this lane. As you can understand, Viper going to be reloading here, as Doran just wants to hit the turret. And guess what? He will be able to do that, as Zeus does breathe on the minions. Zeka looking for a bit of an angle here, as he does get back to that minion. As a shockwave just to clear out the wave here for Faker. And Zeka going to be able to do the same thing with his 5-point strike. So definitely just trading waves here between the Orianna and
mid, that would actually be big. Does cancel the Faker back, which might set up a possible play towards this dragon here, as Zeka. Oh, Faker actually cancels his back again. He doesn't have Shockwave, and Zeka needs like, what, 1 or 2 minions to get level 6 here. Will be an old advantage.
Yeah.
I think Hanwha Life should be able to get this. Yeah, T1. Looks like they decide not to follow through, and I think they shouldn't. Oh, he's going to go in.
Oh, yeah, Zeka actually looking for an angle here as he gets into the Shroud as well. 5-point strike doing so much work. He'll have another one. There it is. And there is the ulti through. Zeka finds the second angle, but the fear is going to come in, and a little bit of an overstep there by the Akali.
Yeah, that's kind of the Akali experience right there.
There be two sides to every coin.
It started out as a Zeka Akali, and then it turned into your Akali and solo queue very quickly. Because I think the initial play was great, then following through and taking a turret shot, not so much as...
Yeah, well, someone's getting paranoid here towards the top side of the map, and yeah, he's going to try and get himself out. Does invest the flash. Dustbringer not going to be enough to kill him, but Doran is still waiting. Yeah, he is going to just be able to eat. Doesn't have a lot of the blue stuff.
No, he's out. They can't Dive. Down. Oh, maybe a little
cheeky Doran angle. Looking for Peanut here. Just
that was our micro
slice and a dice.
Come on. Narratively, they're his.
That is true. He is the Krug Lord for a reason, but Peanut does still smite it, and also manages to get the little ones with a flag.
And he also gets Dominus and wastes a lot of Doran's time.
Yeah, but Doran sent a message, and his message was...
Those are my Krugs.
Those are my Krugs. And Peanut said no, but...
It started off so well, Atlas.
It did.
And this is where he lost us. As the giant wave goes in... Oh, there you go.
Oh,
so he okay, that makes way more sense.
He needed to get to the Shroud, but the Shroud wore off.
That's why. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, actually,
my bad for not catching that one when the play came through. Very great storytelling by our observers.
Yeah.
But yeah, was meaning to just do damage, E back to the wave, and then, or to the
And it was
Shroud.
second activation as well, so like, I mean, you have to try and do something with it.
Yeah. Well, I could have just used it on the wave, right? But he was looking to maximize his damage. Still, big mistake by Zeka. Unforced error. Does mean that Faker is feeling a lot better in that matchup than he, I think, should have been allowed to, given how it played out earlier. As we do have a little bit of a fight here. But Guma, because of that earlier play, is behind, which means that the light is out of the play.
Yeah.
And that looks like no contest is coming out. And for a Akali composition, I think you're going to be very happy picking up those early triple grubs.
Having a very good time. Even Zeus feeling pretty happy in this bottom lane now that he does have the Kindle Gem as well as his Bramble Vest. This on actually with a slight gold advantage, which is kind of crazy in the neutral matchup.
Faker does know, obviously, because the grubs were just taken.
Yeah.
Look at his positioning.
Yeah, that's still Flash Cataclysm. Yeah, he has no Flash, so he's just going to find a 3-man Shockwave and likely die as the Tempered Fate does come in, but I think it blocked the Paranoia damage as now Zeka gets himself into the Shroud. He should be able to backflip his way out or Flash. And there is the Flash, but still the Umbral Blades will come through. Flag and Drag gets Peanut out of there, but that is not the trade that HLE were looking for, as Faker doesn't go down without taking his opposite number with him.
Carry up. Very nicely done there with the Bard, extends the play, and Zeka doesn't get the kill. That to me is the biggest deal, because if Zeka got the kill, I think you don't feel that bad about the play, but he didn't.
Yeah.
The kill went to the worst person for it to go to, which is Rel.
Well, Delight might be able to get to first item soon. Check this out. Yeah, everyone goes in and then the orb pulls them around.
Yeah, just nicely done the triple shockwave. The fact that immediately the extra turret shot, I think, actually ends up making a big difference. Otherwise, maybe Zeka gets out, gets another E right there. Probably would have been that anyway with Carry also in the area, but could have been at least a little bit closer, but not going to be the case. The inclusion of this Ornn really changes how I feel about this game, though, because if that would have been something else, I think that I would feel like there's a lot more pressure on Hanwha Life. I don't necessarily know if that's still the case, and it's actually T1's composition to me that feels very, very mid-game focused.
Yep.
Well, when you do get to the free item break point, like champions like Nocturne and Renekton, I think, are just going to lose value compared to where some of the champions in Hanwha Life are.
Yep, I do think that the Bard kind of keeps everyone able to do stuff.
Oh, it's Carrier's Bard, right?
Yeah, and he can often create these zones of 3 versus 5s and things like that that can really make everyone just pretty valuable.
Yeah, and they're
straight up 5v5, it can be harder.
Their rotations are still very powerful. Their side laning is good. I'm just a big believer in ornaments, basically.
Yeah.
And we will see what Zeus can get out of those. He is not falling for the classic tank trap of overgrouping and falling behind.
He is doing very well, actually, in this lane. Currently a wave ahead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the aim of the game. Get as many levels as you possibly can. Try and get past 13 so you can start doling out those items. We'll be upgrading his Sunfire Cape pretty quickly, as he only needs another 4 levels for that. So those ornaments will be coming through. And that's what HLE are going to fight around. The fact that they got that first Drake as well is a huge deal because they have the Ornn composition, right? That buys you a lot of extra time. Still, it's not over yet, and there is a consistent damage problem that they do have as well. Like, taking Baron isn't exactly going to be something that dies all that quickly.
Oh, their objective. I think in fights, they should be fine. I think their objective takes are objectively bad.
Objectively bad.
And you know what? It's also not great for T1.
This standing on a ward thing that they're doing here is also subpar, but still
the cancel
not going to matter. The magical journey not going to get taken. The cataclysm comes down as well as Zeka gets in. Tempered Fate does go down, but the teammates are already dead. The shockwave comes on through as the back scratcher comes out from Gumayusi, but doesn't find enough, and Faker is dead as well. Zeka just desperately wants a kill. He can't get one. The rest of his teammates are taking him all away.
Viper looking for the 4th shot, decides to just aura farm a little bit instead there, standing in front of Goomba as his team takes the dragon.
And I told a lie. I actually thought that Zeka didn't get any of those, but he did get one of them, and he can count. Look at that.
1, 2, 3. Love that.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's as easy as the letters.
ABC.
Pretty sure. Yeah, those are the ones. The Jackson 5 tried to teach me that, but I just didn't quite get there.
No, I think you're doing great. I'm the one.
Is it also as easy as X, Y, Z?
Oh, now you're losing me, Atlas.
No? Okay. Because it's just letters in sequence.
There is a good amount of plates being taken by T1 in response to this, but this is obviously a huge trade-up for Hanwha Life. As they do not get the cancel onto Zeus, which would have been a big deal. He now has Sunfire done. Bramble there as well, so he's going to be nigh unkillable. As we take another look at... They were on Vision.
Yeah.
It really gets me. As it's the light setup that starts this. They don't get over the wall, which means that they're just trapped in the Cataclysm by the time the Tempered Fate comes out. Like, nice that Faker gets a 2-man Shockwave, but doesn't... And right there, Zeus.
Oh, Zeus.
Going in with the flash, ensuring that Faker doesn't get to flash out over the wall back to his turret by flashing and then getting the shortest range E that he could possibly get. Zeka not even going to be tagged by that Shockwave, which is also what set up his ability to get into the back line. And again, man, Peanut has been on point with these engages, but it's been Delight that I think has been kind of not talked about as much as the form of Zeka, and Peanut I think has been a lot more in your face, not that great. But I think Zeka, or Delight rather, has also had a similar fall off. And right, even on his champions.
Yeah, and I honestly think that HLE looked good purely because Delight was him and Viper were always rock solid, right?
Yes.
Like Malphite would agree.
But
and
then
there have been lulls in performance from Peanut, Zeus, and Zeka throughout this whole year, even when they were doing well. But the fact that that core was still so strong, and the fact that Delight has been having some poorer performances has really hurt them. You are so right.
I think he's really fallen behind where Carrier and Duro are, right? And Carrier, I think, is, again, we talk about it so much, but it's warranted.
And Peter, probably.
When we're talking about vibes, he's obviously unmatched.
Yeah.
But Duro, to me, has been just extremely well-rounded, extremely stable, doing really well on a team that even plays around him, right? The fact that he's getting Blitzcrank bans, he's still playing the champion and doing really well. And then Carrier, again, I think we've spent enough words on why he is such a special support player.
Yep.
Been a big topic of conversation. But the core point is that Delight had not, even on his champions, like the Rakan, like the Rel, looked as consistent. And I think that in this game, this is a really big deal if Hanwha Life win this. I think it's the start of a turnaround which could make our top 3 competitive instead of just being
Imagine, like, the dream obviously is being a 4-team region.
Oh, hey.
But a 3-team region.
That's better than 2.
We're very happy about it. The Orb not actually going to get utilized just yet as the Tempered Fate will interrupt the curtains. Still, the Rift Herald going to be taken here by Owner. The Magnustorm comes down, though. The teleport in from Zeka to deliver him into the backline, but the fight is already in a bit of an awkward spot, and Doran is so incredibly big. Zeka still looking for that angle, though. Onto Gumayusi as the Shockwave doesn't find the mark. Still, the ulti comes through, but down he goes. And HLE just bit off more than they could possibly chew. And now they're just lying on the floor.
Back to 2 teams, Atlas.
There it is. I mean, we had a brief little moment there. I'm glad we got to have a conversation about it. And obviously it's not over, but that was a bit of a mess.
I haven't... What was that TP? That's actually the only part that I just don't...
It was a flank.
But they didn't... Like, I get why you want to flank as a Kali, but I think the initial engage onto Owner looked good there.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it
a misfit? I'm not quite sure. Is they're not going to get any extra kills. It's also not the end of the world for Hanwha Life, but it's not a good look. They were in a pretty solid situation. We're going to take another look here. So the Jhin getting cancelled is a bummer. Delight takes a lot of damage, but it feels like they could have definitely looked to turn here. Like Guma, that's got to be a misplay. Like,
oh, maybe it was, yeah.
Like Delight got good. Like they got Guma and Owner.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to work out how the misclick.
I have no idea, but like to me that doesn't. Makes no sense. No, I don't. And the previous play, I think we did in hindsight Soul. Maybe I'm missing something here that does happen. I don't want to go in too hard onto Zeka.
The space could maybe break it down for us. We'll just have to see. Level 11s are picked up.
That is a really big deal because these are exactly the type of mid-game fights that I think Lucian, that Renekton, that Nocturne are looking for, and that's a colossal gold swing, as we know.
Yeah.
The tempo vibes.
Starting to swing.
Oh, okay, I was saying might still be okay.
Well, we'll just have to see because it's about whether or not HLE have taken that to heart.
If they get Infernal Soul, then or a Soul Point, then I think but it looks like they're not going to be contesting here.
Yeah, and I think you can give that one up. A second Earth, Wind, and Fire, by the way.
Nice.
I told you, T1 just always seems to get it.
You did, Atlas, and I did listen to you, so I don't know why you're
Oh, no, I was more just like explaining it for everyone, just
in
case someone turned up a little bit late and stuff like that.
Maybe you saw the clips of game 2, you're like, man, that looks cool. People always tell me the LCK is boring.
No.
That's never.
That's an older code.
Those people have clearly never watched Rise Group.
Exactly.
As they are contesting, in fact, Atlas, Soul Point on the table here for Hanwha.
Yeah, Zeus looking for a bit of an angle here, but Gumayushi is pressuring him away. Doran as well. On that flank, Captive Audience is in position. And Zeus does have the teleport. He is going to go back, get that health bar back up again, and then look to go for a flank angle, and there it is. The Ram can come on through, but Carrier can make this so incredibly annoying. The immediate flash has to come through from Zeus to get him back to his teammates, and now the Rift Herald is going to come down. That's looking to take an inner turret if it can, and HLE, they really want this Soul Point. And we'll see whether they can actually get in there. No one really pulling the trigger just yet, and now they're going to turn. Shockwave connects onto 2, though, as a Tempered Fate. He's going to buy so much time for Doran still. He is going to fall, but it's in trade for Delight, as now it is just a mess inside the pit. Owner's spinning around, taking down Peanut. The Cosmic Binding, so incredibly good here from Carrier, and Faker is not going to be thwarted by Zeus. Zeka as well, just going to have to flash his way out and should be able to backflip to relative safety, but it's not going to save the fight.
The Carrier with a crazy carry of the team fight. That's what we were talking about earlier. Yep. That right there is why we see these Bard bands.
He is a magician on this champion.
This is all traceable back to Barrel, by the way. I'm just saying.
It is true.
It is fire with you, I know. Jokes aside, show me a replay of that one, because that is now a 4K gold lead once this turret goes down. That is the Soul Point denial, as Zeus with the flash is obviously rough. He also isn't quite the right level yet, so he doesn't have his ornament, because it kills this turn. Faker Shockwave into the ultimate means that they don't take down Doran soon enough. And then Viper has to walk into the pit here to try and take him down. Owner gets the fear onto Peanut, and then the flash binding, which means that I think the fight was already looking rough, but with that, there just isn't really anything to be done there. They take down one of the sources of damage, as in they go, Otacon's up!
Yep, flash out attempted here by Peanut. Let's see what he can do to try and escape, as that is a pedal, not a blast cone, but he's still able to flag and drag. Okay, there's the redemption, but it's actually avoided. Shockwave finishes him off! Oh, that Tempered Fate to deny a redemption heal? Was that actually what he meant to do? Because that's insanity.
I mean, even if it's just a setup for the Shockwave, force him to walk back, it still did its job, Atlas.
Absolutely did.
That's going to be Otacon, surely.
There's not going to be a lot of ways for HLE to find an angle here.
The jungler.
And they will be able to secure it. So T1... They do, possibly take a fair bit of damage here on this turret, but even then, like, the mini wave's just non-existent. Let's have a look at how this one all started.
I've heard great things about being a two-team region. It's really not that bad.
Yeah. I've heard the two-team region is actually kind of the way to be. Like, that's in vogue. Like, that's the thing.
So, watch this. Delight, I think maybe trying to time it and just a second early. And then there, Peanut has to walk out, because otherwise he would have also died, because he would have gone in, hit by the Tempered Fate, and then would have gotten ulted by Faker out of that. And now the gold lead back to 5. Now, after game 1, or sorry, after game 2, we're not gonna get ahead of ourselves.
HLE kind of has them right where they want them.
I feel like with this drop,
if it was, and also if it was the bros, then maybe that would be true.
According to you, the Bros always have their opponents right where they want.
Exactly. But HLE are not the Bros. They do have a fifth of a bro, though. Yeah,
that is true.
They wanted some time off.
The Bros?
Maybe they got holiday plans. You don't know. Don't make judgments. On things that you don't understand.
I'm sorry. I'm just being a bro auntie. I apologize.
I know. I guess someone has to do it. It must feel worse, though. It must feel worse. Just being pro-bro is the way.
You think... I can't believe we haven't made a pro-brono joke yet.
We did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wonderful.
I got that one in last week.
Okay. How did I miss that? That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We're getting carried away with Rise Group, you know? It's just...
Sometimes you just got to talk about the Bros for a bit, though. That can help you feel a little bit better.
I want to talk a little bit about what is the difficulty here for Hanwha Live, because I think we saw it in an earlier fight as well. I think that right now they are really relying to get back any tempo in this game, any control, is to take down an individual target. But who do you turn on? Because as we can see, Faker doesn't do that much damage because he has... they're actually going to look.
Yep, looking for a bit of an angle, but the backflip doesn't connect.
Yeah, so this means that Zeus has to join the team. He really wants to be in the side lane because he wants to try and hit 14.
There is a Jhin in the bottom lane that has just gone home.
Yeah, what I really want to highlight is that the targets are Renekton, which is, you can't blow him up. He has Sterix, he's Renekton, he's level 14.
Yep.
No can do. Owner's honestly not bad, but with the spell shield it's kind of hard. Faker has Roa.
Well, they go from Delight. They're looking for a double knockup. Comes down as well. The Tempered Fate to buy some space here. I don't know whether it's going to be good enough, though. They lose the Nocturne, but Delight does go down, and Gumushi, he's free hitting. Doran gets in there, and the AoE is revolting out of T1. Doran just a massive crocodile to mop them all up.
Yeah, and I was just getting to the worst of it all. There was a Bard. So if you are not engaging onto him, the fight might not necessarily be going your way, and
it's continuing to not go their way.
Nope. Oh my god, man. Delight sets up an engage, 2 men ultimates, all this CC, but it doesn't matter. Because it's all just set up, allowing for Doran to pop in and get so much value. Flash Wak Wak onto the backline of Hanwha Live. Zeka basically does nothing in the fight. The Zakali, unfortunately, has not had the snowball that they were looking for, is not looking too hot in this game. And now the gold lead is truly in, okay, Hanwha Live can still win, but it's going to require some colossal mistakes.
Faker doing some creative item purchase.
Well, that's actually what I was highlighting. This is, I think, one of the games, like, in a normal game, also, by the way, he's free levels up.
Yeah.
In a normal game, Orianna is actually a target. Like, Hanwha Live can't kill Orianna. Like, they actually can't. There's no way. He has Sterix. Sorry, not Sterix, Seraphs, but both give a giant shield. Rod-of-Ages and Riftmaker.
And Riftmaker.
He's actually, like, I don't know how much health he's sitting on, but he's not dying.
He's basically Galio, but Orianna.
Yeah.
Maybe we can call him Oreo.
You know, legally, I don't know if we should.
Oh, that's a good point. We could ask for the sponsorship, though, and just point them towards.
I mean,
what about Gargoyle and Metal Ballerina?
It's.
They might go for it.
It's like a duo skin.
Yeah.
When you have both. Oh my god.
That'd be pretty cool.
So who's Cookies and who's... So Galio's Cookies.
Cookies Galio?
Yeah.
Or maybe it can be like Glass of Milk Orianna and Dog Galio.
Yes.
There it is.
Amazing. The ball is just a... It's just a glass of milk?
A glass of milk. And the
when you ult,
the ball
like
is just no, it's just an Oreo that just goes out.
Oh.
And the Oreo just goes around. That's actually the main character. The glass glides around.
So what I was thinking is Winds of War become an Oreo. It's just a storm of Oreo.
Yeah, that could happen as well.
Yeah.
That will definitely happen as well. We got to workshop this, but it's certainly there is a lot of potential here.
You know, the train Orn skin started like this.
Exactly. You've really got to make sure that you figure it out. Just like HLE needs to figure out a way back into this game.
Okay, so...
Or they could lose. They could do that as well.
Peanut Smite Steal of Baron.
Got it.
Pray someone on T1 has some funny positioning. They did in game 2.
Yep. And then hope that some more items can come in. There's Bellow's Breath coming down there from Zeus. Too much more going to happen here as HLE, they just need
kill
to
Bard?
respect the Bard. Exactly right. The Ram comes down, gets a nice knock up onto Owner, but now time for the re-engage as the Shockwave comes in, pulls Peanut to his doom, and Zeka goes in like a madman and just gets obliterated. Viper now finds himself as the last man standing, and he ain't standing for long. Down he will go as T1 are gonna snuff out HLE here in the end of Game 3. Oh man, what a pipe dream. Game 2 led us to believe as T1 just pull it right back.
And with this loss, Hanwha Live losing to their direct competitor for second place, a spot they were holding on to tightly, even though they had not been able to stand up to T1, to stand up to Gen G. But it was their past performances, the level they had back then, that allowed them to stay strong in that position. But